The Walking Dead is coming to Dead by Daylight. Deja Vu is apparently a not very picked perk, and a few Survivor and Killer changes. Oh, also Survivors are getting new items, so that's pretty cool. Let's break it all down.
Stop acting like you know the way ahead, like you know the rules. There are no rules, man. We're lost.
First off, how you doing? Jay here. You get to see my face again. That's like 2 videos in like a month where you see my face. What is this, 2020? Anyway, I don't even think I made content in 2020. Scratch that. Whatever. The Walking Dead is coming into Dead by Daylight, and I'm not like I don't know, I don't want to say I'm like a normal Walking Dead fan, but I am like addicted to the first season of The Walking Dead. If you've ever heard me ramble about TWD, I think that The Walking Dead is the greatest first season of any show ever, like legitimately ever. I'm not joking when I say this. I've seen the first season of The Walking Dead probably over 60 times, 70 times. I swear on everything since, you know, I was like 12 years old since I've been watching The Walking Dead. I'm probably creeping up on the 100 times of watching the first season, which I don't know what you want to call that. I might be on some, you know, some type of wheel, if you will, double pun. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do all this in one take. But The Walking Dead's coming in Dead by Daylight. A lot of people have been saying Clementine and Lee would be great additions eventually, but they showed it. I'll show you on screen what they posted to Twitter. It's the dead open, or don't open dead inside, you know, that meme. So that means it's like OG, so it's not going to be from the Telltale games, which I think down the line would be really cool to do, because I think there's a lot of cool people you could bring in from that. Obviously, mainly Lee and Clementine. You know, shout out to my boy AJ. He wouldn't be an adult, would he? Would he be the first kid in the realm? Probably stay away from that. Anyway, but Grim, you know, Rick Grimes, I just think makes obviously the most amount of sense. Also, if you're wondering, what's this blanket doing over you? I'm on my work break. I don't need you to know where I work, so self-explanatory. Just think of it as a bit of a bib. But Rick Grimes, I think, would be good. Weirdly enough, I think like starting with OG cast, so like, you know, Rick and Lori, for example, do a male and female. That way you can just constantly add legendary outfits for then like Shane, Daryl, Glenn, and then like, I don't know, Lori, Maggie, Andrea, Michonne, that type of thing. I think that'd be really cool. I do think Shane should definitely be in the game. You know, John Bertrand, he's such a good actor, and he's in Advanced Warfare, which admittedly the zombies mode not that great, but with John Malkovich and him, I mean the people that are in that game are awesome. But not John Malkovich, shout out one time for the one time, but John Berthel is just a dope actor. Watch his podcast, so that would obviously be really cool. If you don't, I'm kind of in a hurry here, so we're just gonna try to break all this down. Love The Walking Dead. I think I kind of made an example of how much I love The Walking Dead, specifically the first 8 seasons, even more specifically the first 5, beyond more specifically the first 2. So I don't care what anybody says, the second season of The Walking Dead is phenomenal. The Walking Dead reign is done. Rick Grimes coming to the game, my boy. I think that'd be really cool. I guess Negan will eventually be a survivor, probably. I think Glenn, we should respect my boy, bring him back. Let's not make his head, you know, all beaten up, if you will. But without The Walking Dead, let's just get that out of the way. I'm so excited, super pumped. I don't play Survivor, but if there's one thing to make me play Survivor, put Rick freaking Grimes in a game. Survivor items, they're being changed a little bit. Where, you know, like the old the fog disperser, if you will, in the old events. Haven't had it. What did last Halloween we have that? I can't even remember. I feel like I didn't play it much. But essentially they can, you know, make a little fog cloud. That's the new Survivor item. I've been people see like they've been saying like, oh, this isn't new, you've used it before. They had to be tested somehow. I think if you're gonna do testing for new things, side game modes and events are the way to do it. So I think it's cool. I'm glad it gives the survivors a new I guess a new ability, if you will. You know, we've had the same generic survivor items forever. I think it's cool. I'm hoping it's not too OP with like apparently the add-ons that are coming to it. I'll make sure to put all this on screen while I'm thinking about it. I guess I'll do that now. But I think that it will be interesting. I think it's a good thing. Hopefully the add-ons aren't insane. Apparently there's item rarities as well, so that's I'm not sure. Just to kind of touch on their other survivor items. Keys, I don't really care that much, I'll be honest. Survivor maps, I also don't care. They do have this cool feature. You can create a beam of light only visible to survivors, and it reveals the auras of the generators like within the beam's range. I think that's actually kind of interesting. I don't know what it's going to look like on the survivor side. I think it's going to be unique, I will say so myself. Preset improvements, I'm going to be so honest, I did not know cosmetics had presets. I just run the same cosmetics cosmetics for every character I use. Definitely interesting, but the good thing about this is the loadout presets. Number 7. 3 wasn't enough. I think 5 would be okay. If I'm not mistaken, this is for the loadouts, like for your, you know, your builds. I would be beyond shocked if this is not what that meant. But I think 5 would have been fine. 7, I guess, is whatever. There's a lot of different ways you can play Dead by Daylight, so 7, sign me up. Keyboard and mouse on consoles, good for y'all. I've been exclusively PC for like 13 years now, other than whenever the new college football came out, and then the next one that's about to come out in 3 days from recording this. If you play sports games, I love you. I don't care what you nerds say. Anyway, custom match improvements, kind of whatever, but this is where we're getting, you know, meat to the potatoes, if you will. Pyramid Head is finally getting some love. Shout out one time. I think the biggest thing for me, the reason why I don't love Pinhead all that much, or Pyramid Head, excuse me, his add-ons, dude. His add-ons sucked. You would use the same 2, and most of them really didn't have like true value, and I did not like that at all. They are, but you know, that's obviously at the bottom of the list, but that's my most like favorite part of this. So reworked for his add-ons, I love it. That sounds great to me. Increased punishment of the damn range, I think that's fine. If that's the case, then you could just make his add-on 1 base kit. Make his add-on 1 base kit and rework that that add-on entirely. I think I hate whenever they add it a little and then keep just a little bit portion of the add-on with that same ability, rather than just scrapping it, reworking it, and putting that add-on straight into the kit. I think that would be worth it, in my opinion. Increased duration of rights of judgments, trail drawing, and trail lifetime. Awesome. Decrease the movement speed. I think that's probably a good change with the buff to punishment of the dam. Added haste and endurance to survivor save from a cage. Also think that's a good thing. And yeah, I think that's kind of whatever. Clown, pretty interesting. Also, I just want to say the executioner changes, I love them. I really do. More specifically, reworked his add-ons. Hopefully it's actually decent, but I'm pretty excited about that. The clown getting some TLC as well. A lot of killers, to be honest. Not a lot, but you know, I'm just kind of yapping. Increased movement speed while reloading bottles. Sounds great. I mean, this is where like the bottom down here adjusted several add-ons. I hope they don't say reworked. This one says reworked his add-ons. This one says adjusted. I hate when this lingo comes out. I like for these certain killers that haven't had like many changes in a while, the reworked verbiage comes out. So, you know, increased movement speed. So they're going to add that add-on to it a little bit. And then it's going to be like, oh, well, you can walk 1% faster with this add-on while reloading. I don't like that. Decreased bottle reload speed. That's another one. Adjusted the effects of the yellow bottles. Pretty interesting. Increased haste effect. I like it. Increase the distance and speed that smoke spreads to. I like it. Increase activation speed. I like it. Purple bottles. Hindered. Let's be real. Okay. I love hindered builds as killer, but I have been playing more Survivor with this event going on right now, the 9th Masquerade or whatever. Hindered feels horrible. Now, speed from killer side can feel tough, but it's different from Survivor from my perspective, running slower than it is the killer running faster and you running normal speed, if that makes any sense. I think that's probably a good thing. So decrease the hindered effect, decrease how long the hindered effect lingers after leaving smoke. I think that's a good thing as well. Some input buffering, kind of whatever. But I weirdly enough, I like that they're buffing haste, because haste just feels more fun, and hindered just feels like you're being hindered. Believe it or not, the word makes sense. Another one, here we go, the night. Increase maximum patrol path length. I have been playing the night a lot more recently, not necessarily for videos, but just as a killer. I like to pick up occasionally, so you have, you know, patrol path length, kind of whatever. Increase path drawing speed, acceleration, and strafe speed. I really like that. The Carnifex's standard spawns slower. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know if that's specifically for like kicking pallets and putting it down, boom, you go right through the pallet, right as someone drops it, hit it with Carnifex. Not sure if that's exactly what it's kind of relating to, but I guess we'll see. Assassin and Jailer standard speed spawn quicker. Makes sense, they're quicker, you know, they're the quicker ones. I think that just makes sense. And more input buffing. Draw, patrol path, and adjusted call to arms add-on. Oh, look at that. We buffed the pig. Shout out to Pig. Shout out to Amanda. Increased crouch movement speed. Also, I should just say, I don't play the pig, so, you know, that every so often, like when I run, I literally played like one game. I'm like, oh, that was fun. So I don't really have any qualms with this. I don't have any like real ties to it, but increased crouch movement speed, I think that's a good thing. Let's be real. The pig is just not in a good spot. It's not a very, I mean, you got slowdown, but also the ability itself, not very good. Anyway, increased speed of crouching and uncrouching. Think another good change. Increase the speed at which the tear radius fades when crouching. Another good change. And increase ambush speed. Another good change. Input buffering to crouching, charging, ambush attack, and adjusted several add-ons. I don't think she needed a rework, and like I said earlier, I do with these types of killers, I like the rework verbiage over the adjusted several add-ons verbiage, but I think with her, I think that would be okay in my opinion. She has, you know, additional slowdown. I guess technically the executioner, nah, I wouldn't call it slowdown. You just don't have to hook anybody manually. Anyway, I'm done yapping. I think this is fine. The fact it says several add-ons, I think that's probably a good thing. And then this is where all this, whatever, you know, we have hundreds of perks in the Dead by Daylight, so obviously some are going to be lower pick rate than others. But I don't believe Deja Vu is a non-picked all the time perk, in my opinion. I mean, enemies necessary. I feel like I see that attention, you know, every so often. Same with potential energy. I don't actually know last time I saw Streetwise as a killer, but I think all the other ones I can build to last as well. I think they're fine, whatever. I don't think it just depends what they do with Deja Vu, to be honest. I just don't love the fact this is being thrown in there. Not a fan, but let's get to where I am. I'm not excited for where this is going to head up. It's not Dragon's Grip. It's not Hubris, Insidious, Overwhelming Presence, or the horrible Hangman's Trick. It is updated Franklin's Demise. Where do we think behavior is going to take this? My opinion, not in a good spot. Oh, that's, I did Hubris. Sorry. In my opinion, Franklin's Demise is not going into a good spot. It serves one purpose. In my opinion, the whole charge thing, like, you know, it losing charges, I'm fine if you get rid of that. I want to just be able, the Franklin's Demise, when you're going against like 3 flash lights or toolboxes, whatever, it is to get the, you know, the 2, 3, 4 mans off their game because they're fully anticipating using their items. Like, they have a game plan in mind. So Franklin's, in my opinion, is like you're playing defense to their offensive game plan. So I'm excited for the PTB tomorrow, in the sense of I'm excited to see how they mess with Franklin's, because I really hope they don't just absolutely botch it. We'll have to see. I think Insidious has needed an update for a while. Hopefully it's fine. Oh, I just realized it says reworked Overwhelming Presence. Well, that's gonna be interesting. I'm excited for the Insidious update to see exactly how it works. Maybe a way shorter deactivation cooltime or activation cooltime, so you don't have to stand still as long. Maybe, I don't know. But this right here, that I'm worried. And then same with the Deja Vu. Those are the two ones I'm like, okay, well, what's happening here? But yeah. That's it. I'm done yapping. That's kind of how I feel about everything. I think the Franklin's Demise is going to be interesting. Not excited for it, as well as the Deja Vu. Everything else, The Walking Dead's and Dead by Daylight, man. I'm looking up. This is I put a 32-inch TV in my room, and it acts as my third monitor, and that's where my OBS is. So I'm looking up, but y'all are over here, but my actual thing's right here. Sorry for hitting the mic. So yeah, Walking Dead's and Dead by Daylight. Let me know what you think about all these changes. What do you think about, you know, the clown, the knight, the pig, if you even play them, all these other changes as well. The new survivor item, what do you think? I'm excited about it. I'll be honest, as a full-blown killer main, I'm excited we got a new item. Hopefully it's not too overpowered. I reckon, who knows what these add-ons and rarities will even do, if I'm being honest, but it'll be interesting to see. I'm done yapping. Thanks for watching the video if we got this far. Let me know down below what your favorite Walking Dead character is. How about that? I'll tell you right now, my favorite character undoubtedly is Alpha. I'm just kidding. Alpha sucked. Anyway, I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed. Deuces.